Okay, so story time. I saw The Wizard of Oz when I was 5 years old on VHS at my grandmother's house.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby.
And it still stands out to me in my mind as one of my very first introductions to gay camp culture. I still remember that feeling I got watching Dorothy experience a whole new world of color and excitement. Not to mention ditch that boring old farm with those pig pens and that mean old bitch Miss Gooch. It wasn't until I was much older that I realized I was not alone in my love for Dorothy. In fact, there are many friends of Dorothy out there. Judy Garland is a treasure to us queer people. Her story is what many Hollywood critics refer to as a cautionary tale, but we gays know much better than that. We just like to refer to her as fabulous. Judy Garland started her life as a child star, being put on the vaudeville stage at the very early age of 2. Her father owned a theater in Grand Rapids, Michigan. She was known as the little girl with the grown-up voice. And after her father got into a scandal in their small town, they picked up and moved to California. From there, Judy's mom went into full stage mother mode and put her daughter in vaudeville acts in California. It was there that she was spotted by a Hollywood talent scout who got her an audition with MGM, and after one audition, she was signed immediately. It was also at this time that her mother got her started on taking pills. Speed to keep her moving and sleeping pills to put her out. It came down between her and a child opera singer. Judy Garland, known for her pop standards, was more hip and current with the generation. MGM was torn with their new decision of which starlet to push. Unfortunately for them, they lost out on the opera singer who became a huge star for another studio. But they were still sure Judy Garland was a good investment, so they put her in a few vehicles, really showcasing that beautiful, darling voice.
Dear, when you smiled at me, I heard a melody. It haunted me from the start. Something inside of me started a symphony. Sing with the strings of my heart.
And she soon was a hit amongst the youngsters. She was a darling little girl with the voice of a powerhouse. But all soon would come to fruition when the biggest break of her career was right around the corner.
Sing with the strings of my
MGM had just purchased the rights to The Wizard of Oz as a vehicle for then starlet Shirley Temple. But in a genius move that would change Hollywood history, they decided to screen test Judy Garland for the role. But as soon as they put Judy Garland in front of the camera and gave her the songs to sing, a star was born, no pun intended. She was paired against major comedians of the day and held her own despite being such a young girl. The Wizard of Oz was a raucous hit and skyrocketed Judy Garland to superstardom. From there, she'd go on to work alongside fellow child star Mickey Rooney, where they would make several pictures together, very popular amongst the teenage youngsters going to the theater at the time. She was soon considered the ultimate girl next door, a cinema darling with the beautiful, delicate cherub features. But she was never regarded as a bombshell or as a starlet. She wanted to be taken more seriously and to take on more mature roles.
Call her Minnie from Trinidad. They all love Minnie from Trinidad. And all the natives would be so sad if Minnie ever left Trinidad.
And to top it off, the studios did not consider her a true beauty, and this bothered her immensely. She was cast in Meet Me in St. Louis, a film that changed her career immensely. This film also marked a significant moment in her career where she was paired with the makeup artist, Dorothy Poundell. Her director paired her with this makeup artist to completely reshape her image. She had her eyebrows completely reshaped, redefinement of her lips. The end result pleased Judy so much that she had it written into her contract that Dorothy do her makeup for the rest of her career at MGM.
Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. Zing, zing, zing went my heartstrings. From the moment I saw him, I fell.
Meet Me in St. Louis was a monster hit and brought about the Christmas classic, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Have yourself
all was not well in Judy's personal life. She still was suffering from drug addiction and mental breakage. It was during the filming of The Pirate she had a full-on nervous breakdown. She was overworked, stressed out, and honestly just falling apart. She was in and out of sanitariums and was even given electroshock therapy. At the age of 28, she was terminated from MGM, considered unemployable. As a way of lending a helping hand, Bing Crosby extended the invitation to Judy Garland to appear on his radio program. This kept Judy relevant in people's minds and helped take their minds off of the negative press that was following her, and gave her the exposure she needed to return to vaudeville.
Come on, get happy. You better chase all your cares away. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day.
She helped redefine and shape the live stage experience, and her performances in the late 50s and early 60s became a known hotspot for homosexuals. It was a very well-known space where gays would congregate, creating a safe haven at a time when being an open homosexual was a very dangerous thing. Despite her successes, her afflictions still followed her, and come the late 1950s, she even made a return to film. She was cast in the remake of A Star is Born. She became the toast of town yet again, even garnering an Academy Award nomination.
It's lonelier and tougher with hope. You burn up, tomorrow he will turn up. There's just no let up, the livelong night and day. Ever since this world began, there is nothing sadder than a one-man woman looking for the man that got away.
So sure she would win, she had camera crews set up in her hospital bed, only to be embarrassed when the Oscar was announced to go to Grace Kelly. Though this loss really chapped her ass, she did not let it stop her from succeeding. Judy was living her life fast and hustling hard, but her afflictions were catching up to her and her health was slowly deteriorating. It even got so bad to a point where she was so sick, a doctor once told her she would never sing again, to which she responded, "Whoopee!" But Judy's voice would recover, and after this setback, she went on to record her now iconic concert at Carnegie Hall. However, all good things do come to an end. And come 1967, Judy Garland was cast in Valley of the Dolls. The role was a complete departure from the film roles she had done before. The character was the queen of the Broadway stage, Helen Lawson, the major antagonist of the picture. Now, this film had much negative press surrounding it, especially considering the novel it was adapted from, Jacqueline Suzanne's Valley of the Dolls, had a reputation of being a tawdry piece of paper. But Judy was interested in doing something different with her career that would set her apart. So she took on the role, unaware of the rest of the script. And when she came to find out the character she would be battling with was based on her, it really got under her skin. Judy Garland started to misbehave. She would be late to set or just not show up at all. And when she did show up to set, she could not remember any of her lines. With the film highly over budget, Judy Garland no-showed for the last time, and it proved to be the last straw, and she was fired from the project, creating much negative buzz around her. But like any good stunt queen, she did not leave empty-handed. She kept all the costumes. In 1969, Judy Garland made a trip to London to do a couple performances, and it was sadly at this time that she was discovered in her bathroom having died from a drug overdose. She was 47 years old. Her funeral was a spectacle with lines going around the block. Andy Warhol even remarked how it would make a great play. However, her death was not in vain. For many queer people, it holds very much significance. And while gays were in mourning for Judy Garland, the Stonewall Inn was raided by police, and they had decided they had had enough, thus dawning the Stonewall riots. And just like that, Judy Garland had impacted queer history in a way she never imagined. She left this world as a gay icon, and it's thanks to her that we coined the term friend of Dorothy. And let me put to rest that theory that us gay people found her appealing because she lived a messy life. That couldn't be further from the truth. We appreciated her flaws and all. Judy Garland was a fighter. She was the ultimate outsider that made good tenfold. And despite her shortcomings, her talent always shined through. Through the magic of the Wizard of Oz to her spirited later years, we love you, Judy. And we know you're somewhere beyond the rainbow still bringing down the house.
If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I? Away in the tide, it's all so peaceful on the other side. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. You better chase all your